We welcome you to episode 48 of Battin and Chattin here in Eastern Observer alongside Denis Tuohy. I'm Brandon Natale. Now, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept on the loop on everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Be sure to download the Black Cats NYC newest hit single, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us, which can be found wherever music is found, whether that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, Satellite Radio, and many others. Dennis, how you doing today on this fine Wednesday evening?
Doing good. No complaints. Watching the NBA Finals right now. Yankees beating the Royals currently. Marlins lost to the Jets. They got creamed. That sucked. I watched a bizarre game earlier today. I watched two games today. Kind of weird. Padres A's wasn't that weird. I mean, Michael King was dealing over double-digit strikeouts. 14, I think he finished with, something like that. Some nuts.
The prospect that got traded from the Yankees?
Oh, he wasn't a prospect. He was, established with us, but
Right, he was established, yes, but he was in that deal.
yeah, I mean, he was shredding the A's today. Walk-off homer off Mason Miller. I forgot who hit it offhand.
My God, 17-9.
Yeah, that game. I watched that game too. Twins, Rockies. Of all the games I've ever watched, that was one of them. Just a bizarre game I'll get to in a bit. But yeah, Jackson Merrill hit a home run, and Donovan Solano, I think, walked it off in that Padres A's game. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then I watched that Rocky. Before that, I watched the Rockies Twins. I don't know, man. It was 8-10 going into the eighth inning. And then it finished 17 to 8. Or 17-9, whatever it was.
Man, poor Colorado.
There was a weird rain delay in there. The whole thing was
24 hits. That's insane. Imagine a team having that many hits.
Their most hits since, I think, 2014 or something like that. They said on the broadcast, 2019 maybe.
Carlos Correa. Okay, look at that.
5 hits.
5 for 6. My utility / shortstop in fantasy. Look at that.
5th time a player hit for 5 hits. A shortstop hit for 5 or more hits against the Rockies on the road. No, that's not it. 5th time. A shortstop hit for 5 or more hits on the Rockies, and it was the most hits they've ever given up on the road. Something like that. I forget.
Let's see. I wonder how many points Tyrone Taylor have. Oh, yeah, that's 6 points. That's it. There's not a player you're going to be looking at in fantasy, but hey, good for him. Let's take a look. Other stars of the game: Carlos Santana. Yeah, Carlos Santana. He went 3 for 5. Kyle Farmer went 3 for 5. It's crazy. I do know a lot of players in the league than I thought. Like Willie Castro. Like I'm looking at the players. Like obviously I know Carlos Santana, Kyle Farmer. It's crazy. Like, you would think I know more players than I thought. Willie Castro. Was 3 for. Carlos Vasquez. No, Christian Vasquez. He went 2 for 5. It's a great team. Great team all around. But the Twins. Who pitched for them?
I don't know. Didn't matter.
It's probably Lopez. He started the game.
There was a rain delay in there too. Didn't matter.
He still got the win.
I honestly, whatever. I think that wins and losses should be reevaluated. I know the way they calculate it, which is if your team has the lead and you're the last pitcher, you should get the win. But sometimes the game gets out of hand again, and you need to like a game like that, like Pablo Lopez. Sure, he did fine, there's also a massive, you know what I mean? Like there's so much
Yeah,
weird stuff that happened, like a rain delay, then like a weird run later on that had to be stopped, and then your team comes back.
right.
I don't know.
Um, let's
Sometimes
talk.
I think no team, no player deserves to win. And just, hey, the team got the win, but shenanigans, you know?
Yeah, let's talk about the Atlanta Braves. They've been playing the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles been definitely giving the Braves, and definitely it's good for the Mets. So thank you, I thank you to the Orioles. I know it's sorry, it's not good for your team, for the Yankees. Obviously because they're in that division. But the Braves, I know I feel like the Braves have been struggling a little bit. Do you feel like injuries kind of gotten to them, or what's going on with the Braves? I know they
Injuries definitely got to them.
right, yeah, injuries definitely got to them.
Um, however, some of the some of the guys you expect to play well didn't play well. Before Ronald Acuna Jr. went down, he wasn't playing good. We went through that a few weeks ago. I'll reiterate that in a bit, but I don't think, unless of course he's turned it around recently, I don't think Austin Riley's been good. You know, he's a two-time Silver Slugger, two-time All-Star. Was on that 2021 championship team. He's batting 225, 3 home runs, 45 hits, an OPS plus of 81. By far the worst year of his career. Yeah, since, like being like a legitimate player that plays every day, or just about, he had an injury earlier this year. He
Okay.
had an OPS plus 135 at age 24 and 21, 22, 38 home runs, 93 RBIs, finished sixth in MVP voting. Last year, seventh in MVP voting, won a Silver Slugger, batted 281, 129 OPS plus, 97 RBIs, 37 home runs. That was like their secret weapon, Austin Riley was. Everybody thinks of Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna Jr., and, Marcelo Ozuna, who's been fantastic this season. But Austin Riley really did always have his fingerprints on every game. Great at bats, grinding at bats, things like that.
Mm,
And he hasn't been able to buy a hit since coming off the injured list.
mm. I'm sure.
Even even our guy Matt Olson, not as good as he was last year. Not in a bad season. He's batting 241, 9 home runs, and 113 OPS plus. It's not bad, but for his standard, coming off of last year, 54 homers and 139 RBIs, that's something. Every other year, he's been really good. That's crazy. Every other year, he's been really. Matt Olson's been really good, or just like a bad average. Nuts. Okay, well, it's an even year, so I guess that's their fault.
Hey, yeah, I mean, it just happens. I mean, the NL East right now is just stacked. I mean, it's not. I don't know if I would say stacked, but it's definitely very competitive. It's definitely one of the most competitive divisions in baseball, in my opinion. You got, and especially with the Phillies and the Braves, I think those are the two juggernauts. I'm not going to say the Mets. The Mets are always the team people think. They're somehow always projected, which I never understood. I never understood. And as a Mets fan, I love my Mets, but come on, like, because the Braves always seem to finish out as the top team. And Phillies are right now having one of the best years. I forgot who said it, but I believe this is the largest lead they've had in the NL East in almost 20 years, a long time, maybe way before. So
That makes sense.
yeah, so the lead they have right now is insane, and the Mets obviously are not that far away from the wild card. They're only um they're only 3.5 games back, but it's still very competitive. And like I said, the Mets, they got to get over. They're only 8 games below 500, so they got to try to get over that hump and just keep winning the games. Tonight was big too, 10-4 over the Marlins. Great win for that. Shout out to Nunez, one of our players in the bullpen, who hopefully he doesn't get sent down because Edwin Diaz is coming up. Pitched two and 1/3 innings, had 5 strikeouts. That's insane. Lights out, lights out. Hopefully to keep him because the bullpen has been a big issue. Back to Matt Olson. So either way, the NL East is just a very competitive division, and so the Braves have been locking that division up for the past couple of years. Could that end? You know,
You know, I think if we were to play the All-Star game, I think the NL East might be better than people would realize. I do think it's the weakest National League division this year.
Okay.
And as much as it's only being fair as last year I trashed the NL Central every single episode. And this year I'm still wildly disappointed that the most injured team in that division is somehow leading it. The Cubs and the Mets are tied for the worst record over I think over the last 30 days or something like that in the National League. So I get it. I get it. The NL Central is not that good. Obviously, the NL West is extremely top heavy, right? You have the Dodgers, but then you have the other teams that are good, but not great. I don't know. Watching some of these Marlins games this year, man. I don't know, man. Before the show, I was joking around with you and saying the Marlins should just fold. I don't know, man. They're terrible. They're really bad. They're really really bad, and that sucks because Tim Anderson's one of my favorite players in the league. I like Josh Bell. I like Jake Berger. Jazz Chisholm. I want him to put it together. He was recently named by other MLB players as the most overrated player in baseball, which I think is harsh. You know, nobody ever said he was like an MVP. So I don't know. I do kind of feel like the Mets, they got to get it together in terms of them. Like you said, today was a big day for them. The Braves, yeah, they've been hurt, but at the same time too, I'm not gonna wipe my tears for the Braves. Their team, they get these guys young, they pay them half the amount of money they could get on the open market. I have no sympathy for them. Their team should be deeper than any team in the league. Every single break on a roster they get.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it. The Phillies have been dominant. They've just been dominant. Like I just wrote an article about it last week. They've been so good. They're on top of every single pitching category. Every single pitching category in the National League that's a positive stat, they have the team lead in. Every single one. ERA plus, strikeouts, everything. They're almost a half run better than the second best pitching rotation in the league, in the National League. And then you have Bryce Harper, who's been playing out of his mind. He had a little slump there going into the London series, but then obviously he picked it up. I don't know, man. I think the NLCS is a collision course, Phillies versus Dodgers.
That'd be fun to watch.
Good luck.
That'd be fun to watch. I know the Phillies suffered a huge blow when JT Realmuto, he's not getting shoulder surgery. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So that was definitely a big blow for them, but I'm sure they'll still pick it up and they'll still play to the top level they've been playing. The Braves, they've been really good, but they got talent regardless. So one player goes down, and the next player will step up for them. So, definitely a huge win for the Mets tonight, and a huge win on Sunday. I don't know if you've been following the London series.
I worked, so I didn't watch the games, but I do know what happened. Yeah.
The first game, not a good outcome for the Mets, but the second one, great outcome. And I know the Mets, they ended up coming back in the ninth inning. It's Jose Alvarado. He blew the save, and the Mets found a way to make it 6-4, and they got themselves in a jam in the bottom of the ninth. As the bases were loaded, Drew Smith was up. Reed Garrett kind of gave up some of the game, and then Drew Smith came in and was able to lock it down. But a player that came out of the blue, came out of nowhere for the Mets, and has now took over this backup catching job over Tomas Nido, came through for the Mets as we watch right now.
Slow roller in front of the plate. There's one. There's two, and the Mets win. The Mets hold on and win 6-5. What a play by Torrens as he turns a 2-3 double play to end it.
Wow, what a great play. And, you know, he had to do it all on his own. He had to be able to get there, get back, and get in a position to throw, but didn't have time to set the angle where you might hit the runner in the back. So he had to make the accurate throw and rely on Alonso to get the scoop on there.
Michael, how many times have we seen a 2-3 double play like that anytime, but in this case to win the game?
I mean, it's hard to do, and because it has to be right in front of the plate, but he still had to take a step. Watch how he has to go back, step on it, and then turn and throw, and he's angling his body so he doesn't hit Castellanos. I mean, this is a great play. Castellanos now with the running lane rules, he can run inside fair territory, so that ball had to be accurate and off of a very difficult body position that he had to contort himself in to make the force at home.
Amazing finish to a really interesting game.
Now, definitely, what's even more crazy is that the London series, the Mets and the Phillies have played in front of over 50,000 fans, 54,000, I believe, if I'm correct. That's the most they played in a long time. And so definitely a great play by Luis Torrens. Crazy how he just came out of nowhere and been hitting really good. I know, so Alvarez has been back, so Alvarez now took back the starting catching job. But Luis Torrens has been playing really good. His throwing speed to catch our run at the catching position, I think tops 83. That's more than Nito, and that's more than Alvarez combined. That's both of them. So that's insane. So, you know, and definitely great clutch play at the end of the Phillies game to secure the victory, or else the ride home from London would have not been good. And I know definitely, you know, it's good to see that 2-3 double play in the game, and the you know, they definitely need to come out of the London series with the win, because, you know, especially against the Phillies, and definitely intense, great energy. Looked a lot of fun. Surprisingly, I knew a lot of people that were there. I seen some people's Snapchat stories that they're in London. I see the Mets. I'm like, huh? Really? I'm like, damn, it must be fun. London must be a fun place. I definitely want to visit there in the future. Maybe we'll plan it on our artillery. I don't know if it's to go see the Mets, but looked like it was a good time. Dennis, what did you think of the London series? Well, just from that kind of perspective.
I mean, obviously it was really cool. Bryce Harper hit a big home run. I loved his bat with the Philly Fanatic dressed as one of the guards of Buckingham Palace. I thought that was funny. Love the Philly Fanatic. Big fan. And he split the series against the top team in baseball. Going into that series, they were tied with the Yankees for first place in Major League Baseball by winning percentage. Actually, I think they had just identical records, not just winning percentage. Yankees played an extra game Friday, but we'll just cut them slack on it. So listen, man, not bad. Nothing to hang your head about, especially a big win like that. Now, I would have preferred if the Mets won yesterday, let that momentum carry over. However, one day off between London and New York, that's brutal scheduling, man. That's brutal.
That's not easy.
That's not easy at all.
The jet lag can definitely get to you.
It was I guess it was an afternoon game. Yeah, but that was at 10:30. So let's just say they're done. They're on the road by what? Earliest 5:00, right? Because you got to do media and stuff like that after the game. Say they're probably done by what 1:30, 2 o'clock ish, and then the other added stuff. So they're probably on the road to the airport at the earliest 5:30 p.m. So they're probably drained and everything like that. Hopefully a massive win like they got today. 10-4 over the Marlins. My Marlins, my fish, they fried them. How could they?
That's right. 10-4, baby.
Disgusting. Because Braxton Garrett's been trashed this year. Whatever. Hopefully this ignites the Mets. Like I said, man, I always say I dream of a Yankees Mets World Series every year. You know, I don't root against you guys. So I go ahead. I hope you guys find your happiness, you Met fans.
This is,
You deserve it.
happiness will be over 500.
Yeah. It's a long road there. How far are you guys out of the wild card? Probably not much.
3.5 games.
The Mets have been trashed this year. Without their best player, Kodai Senga, is still only 3.5 games out. It's nuts. The National League, man, your teams really are inferior. Yeah. Yeah, I'm an American League elitist. Assuming.
Like I said, it'll be great if they can take this series, and then they got the Padres coming to town, so that's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I just want the Mets to get over 500. It's taking baby steps, but just keep on winning. Just win, baby. I know this is not football. It's not Al Davis. Like, I'm not trying to quote something that's from the NFL from Al Davis. But I'm gonna say it. Just win, baby. That's all I want. And then we'll go from there. They got a tough. I mean, Padres. That's gonna be interesting. They got a verse because they got a stacked roster, and so that's gonna be interesting. Then they got to go to Texas. Then they got the Cubs, and then they got then they're gonna play the Yankees in the Subway Series. So maybe we'll go to you down. We should go to Croxley's for that.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
So they got a tough schedule. So the Mets they just gotta just win as much games as they can, and just that's all I gotta say about that. And Severino's been decent for them. He pitched 8 innings last week. Pitched a great game for them. So
He's having a good year.
he's having a great year. I had a feeling he was gonna have a good year. The more the Mets win, the less likely that Pete Alonso will get traded.
I still think they should trade him and JD Martinez. I think, I explained it to you a few weeks ago that I think on here that Pete Alonso, they should trade him and then try to re-sign him in the offseason. They tell him, hey, no hard feelings. If you want to win, we need players to do it, Pete. So suck it up, Buttercup. And then trade him away. Because, I mean, really and truthfully, right now, I don't know. They kind of have to re-sign him. The free agents for first base are not very good.
I know we discussed this plenty.
I think a lot of people going into this year had high hopes for maybe getting Paul Goldschmidt for like a year or two, but he hasn't been playing very well. I think Pete Alonso is probably a better bet at this point in time. And, whatever, man. Like, I don't know. I like the youth movement you guys have. Vientos has been okay. Beatty has shown signs at different points that he's good. I know this year he's very streaky for you guys. Francisco Alvarez, he's good. Defensively, his improvement has been spectacular. Whatever, man. You guys are okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Jeff McNeil. I think he's definitely going to get traded. He's not the same player as he was before. I don't know. I feel like he's been struggling behind the plate. I think Keith Fernandez was saying it during the game tonight that he's just maybe the way he's positioning his stance and the way he's holding the bat. I think the Mets have a lot of young, talented prospects down in the farm system that they could easily put in his place. So it's not like if you trade him, that's it. But they got nothing behind him. It sucks that Ronnie Mauricio got hurt because I feel like if he didn't get hurt, he would have been plugged in right there at second base. And I thought Ronnie Mauricio was doing not bad last year when he got called up. I thought he looked great. I thought he looked decent. So hearing he got hurt, it definitely sucked. And Jed Williams now, he's just got surgery on something, so that sucks. He was hitting 248, but I know he was doing not bad. I know they want to plug him at third base, but I think Vientos has a lockdown. I like Vientos so far at that position. I think he's looked decent. Like I said, compared to the past couple of years, he looks more of a pro now than any other year. Just seeing how that is. And like I said, because I know Bryce Harper said like don't hit too you got so much power, don't hit too hard. And now seeing how he is right now, he's hitting 320 so far. He's only played 23 games. So like I said, I just hope he keeps it up, and that's that. So I like him at third base.
Yeah. About Jeff McNeil, I think he's an any day now player. I wouldn't be shocked if he got traded soon. He's not going to finish the year as a Met. I don't
No.
know who would take him, but he's not going to finish the year as a Met.
I
That's
agree.
not happening. Maybe you package him for something. I don't know.
I can see it. It sucks from winning the batting title a couple years ago to now. I mean, it is what it is. That's the business.
Maybe he could. Maybe him and Tim Anderson could form a support group. Batting 198. Oof.
There's a lot of players which is not good average. Randy Rosarina, we talk about.
Yeah, he's always the second half of the year player. He showed some signs for it recently. If you were starting him in your fantasy league, he had some big games.
Right.
That was day to day, but yeah. Yeah, you and I, we've been holding our Randy Rosarina stock in our fantasy leagues.
I'm still gonna keep him.
The upside, man. The upside.
A player right now that's been pretty good. Logan O'Hoppe. I didn't realize he was that good.
He's good. Catcher for the Angels, yeah.
From Long
Look
Island,
back.
from Sayville. Yeah.
Yeah. Buddy of
I-
ours grew up with him.
What's up?
A buddy of ours grew up with him.
A former buddy of mine. But yeah, I know who he's talking about. Yes, sir, I know he's from Sayville. Long Island represent. I remember there was a video of Logan O'Hoppe. I think it was in 2018, so I think he was still in high school at that point. He caught a home run ball. I forgot who hit it. I don't know if it was Stanton, if it was Judge.
Stanton.
But it was just funny because like he, how he caught the home run ball, and who would have known he was going to the league.
Yeah. Did he throw it back?
Was that?
Did he throw it back? Was it somebody hit it and he threw it back?
Let me see if I can find it. Do you want to find it or not, or do you want me to?
Nah, I don't care.
Okay, let me see. See if I can find it. I don't know if he threw it back.
I don't care enough for you to find it.
I'm
Maybe
curious.
If you find it, you find it. If you don't, you don't.
Oh yeah, so look what Happy throws ball back. Let's see. Oh my
Shut
god,
off
yeah.
the cannon.
No, Taco Bell. No, it's
Gosh, I could go for some T-Bell right now. Oof. That cantina quesadilla thing they have now. Hot dog. Those are good. Dude, I remember during 2021, I was working late shifts at my store, and I would get home on the way home because the NBA playoffs were on. And the Suns were great that year. As we went to the finals, I would stop off at Taco Bell, and I would get a little meal for myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get me through watching the games late. Definitely healthy for me, by the way. Eating 3,000 calories before going to bed. Yeah, smart.
Is Taco Bell paying you to promote this right now?
No, I wish they were though. I would do it just for some Baja Blast, just for like a lifetime supply of Baja Blast and chalupas.
I love the beef. I know, like I said, this is not the Food Network, but I know I love the beefy nacho grillers.
Never had it. I'm a creature of habit. When I find something I like, I don't deviate too often. So the Doritos Locos Tacos, the chalupas, yeah. They make myself hungry. I was already very hungry today. Didn't eat much.
But getting back to Logan O'Hoppe, he did like I did find a video. Yeah, he did. He says in the video, I don't know if I want to put it up because I don't want to. I know our higher ups at the Eastern Observer, they're not. If I find a video, they want us to send it to them. But in the video, and they did show it. He's he they said he was 17. He said it was 2 weeks before the draft, and they show him throwing the ball. I don't know if you can hear it.
No. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
People,
but no, I just
people
thought
can
that,
look it up on their own.
I just thought it was pretty cool though. Yeah.
Good stats. 1.4 WAR so far, 270 batting average, 28 RBIs. Got a stolen bag for himself. Get it, big fella. Good for you. 116 OPS plus. Good for this guy, man.
He was picked by the Phillies in the 23rd round of the 2018 MLB amateur draft from St. John the Baptist High School in West Islip. I know that school. I know that Catholic school.
Never heard of it until literally right now.
Okay.
It's a lot of Catholic high schools on Long Island, and I know too.
He's definitely playing a lot more now.
Yeah. He's good. He got hurt last year. I was at that game, Yankees Angels,
Really?
with the acquaintance who grew up with them, and yeah, and he got hurt, and it sucked. And he was doing okay last year too, and now I'm glad that he came back and in good spirits. You know, like when we were growing up, there was a kid who graduated high school the same year as my sister, weird, that got drafted to the Astros. He never made it.
Wow. Okay. From playing
There's
edge?
a girl in our grade who we graduated with. Her older brother was for the Cubs, and their
Right.
farm system never made it. So I'm glad to see a Long Island guy is having a good career. You know?
Yeah, he's looking good. So far, he's got a yeah.
Now, hopefully, he keeps going. Hopefully,
Yes.
he's more Carl Yastrzemski and less Steven Matz. And this isn't just a flash in the pan, and he can be good for a while. If he has a career like Carl Yastrzemski, I mean, great for him.
Oh
Winning
yeah.
a triple crown out of the catcher position. Well, that's how you become a Hall of Famer, bro. But yeah. Doing good. He wasn't bad last year. 211
No.
OPS plus. I mean, 111 OPS plus.
Was he a backup catcher?
No, he started for them. He only played 51 games because he got hurt, but he was their main guy. 236 batting average, 14 walks, 48 strikeouts, 29 RBIs, 14 home runs. He's not bad. Like, there's something there. Like, he's good.
I wonder if I saw him play last year. Mets first. So I don't know if he was
Probably
like starting.
not. Probably not, because he got hurt really early on into the season.
Let's see. I'm looking at the
I
roster.
thought he
right
got
now.
hurt in April. So a lot of those games probably came towards the end of the year. So
That was he didn't. He wasn't on the. No, he wasn't on the team. No, he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was looking at the stats from that game that I went to. But yeah, good for the kid. And yeah. But I don't know if you saw recently. I don't know if you're watching the college baseball. It was the college baseball. Obviously, I was watching the game the other day, and I figured I wanted to show this just to show the viewers how insane and how sick it was. Now, Florida won the regional against Clemson, 11-10 in 13 innings. The game was over 5 hours and 4 minutes. It's definitely a long game. Long game.
You think?
I don't know if you saw some of the highlights from that. Looked like a great game. As Florida's now headed to Omaha for the 14th time in its program history, as it advanced for only the second time away from home. Yeah, so they won the Super Regional, marking the first time since 1988 that Florida won away from campus to punch its ticket to the College World Series. So I just want to show the play quick. I just want to get your thoughts. I don't know if you saw it, but I sent it to Joey. He said he was watching. I sent it. I'm like, I have to show this on the show. So I want to get your thoughts on this. But yeah,
Heck of a play.
Heck
I'd
of a
seen it
play.
the other day. Heck of a play.
yeah, that was Clemson's outfield center fielder Cam Canarales. We should get him on primetime rundown.
That'd be cool.
That'd be another good rundown. Let me write that down on the list of players. But yeah, what a great game from them though. That was definitely insane when I watched that. When I saw it, and I was like, instantly got Willie Mays flashbacks. I was like, wow. And I know I never saw Willie Mays play. I'm not old like that, but just the highlights, obviously, it was remarkable play, and you could just see the excitement coming out of him right away. And that was clutch too. That was in the 10th inning with 2 outs and the game tied at that point. Like he saved the game for them. And it's unfortunate that Clemson didn't come out on top with it, but the game looked like one of the best one of the best college baseball games of all time.
Yeah, this hopefully, you know, more people will be watching college baseball. You know,
I
we've
think
seen the ratings go up.
I'm spelling out his name, Cam Carlos. I think that's his name. Yeah,
We've seen ratings go up for women's basketball. Hopefully, men's baseball is up there.
Yeah, man.
You know, because college football and college basketball, people have always talked about. Hockey fans follow college hockey, obviously, but college baseball, not even an afterthought. Kind of just there.
Right.
And you see highlights every now and then, but you don't really follow it. Paul Skeens got obviously a lot of attention last season. But that's kind of it. You know, even the stories that they have, like baseball fans kind of care about, hardcore fans care about. Most people really don't. And you can see cool plays like that, man.
Yeah,
And
I
the
feel like
stat
that's
lines in
yeah.
college baseball are nuts. I remember I used to look at the stats when I was in college for our college team, just out of curiosity,
Right.
and they were always bizarre. Like every game, they would lose by 10 runs or they would win by 10 runs every single game.
I've seen Old Westbury at a couple games. Like I've seen some of the games, but I really when I volunteer out in Stony Brook for the broadcast team, that's when I really see. I've been doing some of the baseball, the softball. Both are fun. I know the baseball team, the softball team was pretty good, and I know the baseball team is doing good too, if I'm correct. But they definitely, there were some of the stats were definitely insane, and watching it, covering the game, it was pretty fun. But some of the college baseball, it's pretty interesting when you think of it. It is pretty competitive. You'd be shocked, and definitely watching it is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
because they're D1, so they're going to be up there. I mean, Old Westbury, the conference, they're D3. So, but either way,
Joe Nathan went to Stony Brook.
He did. Did he? How big is Joe Nathan? Like how?
I have no idea how to answer that. No clue how big Joe Nathan
I'm looking at his stats right now.
I mean, he's a borderline Hall of Famer. Like, you can make an argument he's a Hall of Famer.
He went to Pine Bush Central High School, New York.
I don't think he's a Long Island guy, is he?
He was born in Houston.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's why I didn't think he was a Long Island guy.
He was drafted by the Giants in the 6th round.
Where's that? Where's that high school?
Good question. Let's see.
Assuming if he went to Stony Brook, I mean, and he went to high school in New York, that's got to be. Is that out in Suffolk? Craig Biggio was a Suffolk guy.
Wait, what?
You didn't know Craig Biggio was a Suffolk County guy?
No, really?
Yeah.
You kidding me? That's insane.
He went to one of the Hamptons schools.
I gotta look that up. Joe, I can't believe I never knew much about this guy. He played in the league for a very long time.
You didn't know Joe? You didn't know anything? I think this is a borderline stop the recording and pick it back up.
I'm sorry.
Dude, he got Hall of Fame votes.
I've seen him.
Just a few years ago.
I've seen him. Like, whenever I go to the baseball field, he's like, because they have like, they have like posters of of the players. The stadium is called Joe Nathan Field. The baseball field. It's named after him.
Dang.
I'm correct.
I think, man.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the stadium. Let me make sure of it. Just so I'm just correct. Joe Nathan Stadium.
Hope your boss isn't saying this.
Yeah, it's no.
I always appreciate the ratings, but not if it's going to get my boy in trouble for not knowing where he works.
No, yeah, no, no.
This is
But I
messing
said
with
it. I'm just making sure. No, I'm making sure. And yes, it is called Joe Nathan. Yeah, it's called Joe Nathan Field. So obviously, I've heard of him, but I didn't realize how great he was. 6-time all. Wow, yeah, no, 6-time All Star. And I guess he was mostly a reliever.
Yeah, he was a closer. He has, I think, the highest. He has some like weird stats, man. Look it up on your own time. Look it up. Like videos about him and whatnot. There are some really weird stats with that guy. Like I think he's like one of the best like per inning pitchers ever. Like, but just behind Trevor Hoffman and Mariano Rivera. Just like weird stats that are like kind of tailored, but not really tailored.
He was
That
really
just made,
good.
yeah, you would think that he's like inner circle Hall of Fame closer.
He has a shot. Just looking at his stats, I wish
He
I
fell
could.
off in the first ballot. Didn't he?
Really?
I didn't even think he got a vote. Honestly, I don't think he got a vote, Joe Nathan.
I'm looking
The
at
more I
his
think about
stats. I like 2008 when Minnesota he had a great year. He had a 1.33 ERA, 39 saves. The next year he had 47. Man was dominant. Man, he was great. But no, I did know that Joe Nathan Stone the baseball field. It's named after him, Joe Nathan Field. But yeah, no, man was dominant.
Yeah, he had the highest save percentage ever, and second only to Mariano Rivera in American League saves.
It was Trevor
Not bad.
Hoffman is second, right?
No, because Trevor Hoffman was a National League guy.
No, I'm saying second in all time.
No, he's second. Joe Nathan's second all time in American League saves.
No, I know. I'm talking about all time.
All time. Okay, I'm sorry, I
Yes.
misunderstood. Yeah, Trevor Hoffman is.
That's insane. Career leaders for records. Just looking at some of the stats.
Let me look it up. How many?
Yeah, Joe Nathan's right. Joe Nathan is 10th. Because then you got Dennis Eckersley, Billy Wagner,
Hold on a second.
John Franco. What?
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 Share your screen a second, because now I'm confused. He got that much when he was with the Cubs? Hold on. Share it with me.
Sure.
I'm not going to share mine. Share yours. Your list of saves leaders that you have up. Stop. I guess so, yeah. Huh. I didn't I was when you said Dennis Eckersley, you're naming the names, Dennis Eckersley, I was like, wait a minute. He was in the American League almost the entire time when he was with the A's. But I guess he was with the A's, he was with the Red Sox. I think another team in there too, but I guess not. Oh, okay.
Then he got K-Rod, you got Lee Smith, and then obviously, Francis, then Craig Kimball, who's still going at it, Kalen Jansen, Jonathan Papelbon. Yeah, it's a good list of players.
Jonathan Papelbon is extremely underrated. I once saw a take, and I know we got to get back to current events at some point instead of derailing.
No, this is fine. Hey, this is fine. I'm chilling with this. This is fine.
I saw a hot take once. It was like a Hall of Fame hot takes video that a YouTuber had, and somebody like it was his commenters commenting their hot takes, and somebody said, "I'm a Red Sox fan. The only Hall of Famer on the 2007 Red Sox was Jonathan Papelbon." I didn't disagree with him. Obviously, I'm a Manny Ramirez. I loved Manny Ramirez as a kid.
My God, he was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy should be a Hall of Famer.
It sucks he didn't
Look what he
stay
did in
with
12
the-
years. It's unbelievable.
That's insane. 0.92 ERA, 1.85. That's insane. I wonder what kind of pitches he had. This man was just
He
dominant.
was a big changeup guy. Don't quote me on that.
His MLB
Jonathan
debut-
Papelbon? Jonathan Papelbon was ridiculous.
He was just, I guess a lot of the closers are starters before they become relievers.
Yeah. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
You can make the
He
argument.
didn't
I
get a
remember.
job. He didn't get a job because of that Bryce Harper fight. But
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, did that really ended his career?
yeah, it definitely did.
That's
Look at his stats
awful.
his last year, man. That's not that
Um,
bad. His second to last year in the league had a 2.13 ERA and 59 games played and was an all-star.
I remember that. That was huge because I remember.
That's crazy. And then he got into the
Yeah.
Bryce Harper fight. He had a 4.37. That's not terrible. I think with Craig Kimbrell's ERA when he was first got to the Cubs was like dreadful. It was like a 6. Almost. You know, like guys have turned it around. One bad year in his entire career.
And that was it. He was blacklisted from all teams.
Yeah. Now I understand if you're gonna act like a tool bag to your teammates and to the media and to coaches and front office. I get people are already looking for a reason to not hire you. But you mean to tell me a team couldn't use Jonathan Papelbon on a 1-year flyer? Come on, man.
That sucks. He wasn't able. I remember that fight. It was big because the Nationals were like melting down and they were just in turmoil.
Yeah, and he was mad
But-
that Bryce Harper didn't run out the ground ball. That's what it was.
But the situation, but the situation didn't look good. Like the fight.
No,
just-
he got into a
no.
fight with him. But I'm telling you right now, Bryce Harper wasn't the face of the team. He'd be pitching. Not right now, but he would have been pitching
I
longer.
think like
than
Bryce
that.
Harper kind of made it where it was like he's unsignable.
No, it's not. It's not like he called up to the league and said, "Get rid of this guy."
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Can't be starting fights.
what are the Nationals going to bring him back? Probably not.
Like you can't start fights with teammates.
Especially when they're the star player. It just looks bad. The whole thing. It looks worse.
Right.
The whole
It
thing
just
just
wasn't.
looks
It just wasn't a
worse.
good situation. No, it was not a good situation. But you live and you learn, and that sucks that he couldn't get another job after that. Though that sucks. I think that sucks. Like I said, don't condone. Obviously, we condone the fighting, but like I said, it just. I think it sucks that he didn't get another opportunity to play. 'Cause you look at his career. That's insane. 0.92 ERA. I can't get over that. That's remarkable for a reliever. Just dominant.
Yeah.
He's basically just dominant.
I think he's the second best closer of the 21st century. I think his work in the 21st century is better than Hoffman's work in the 21st century.
Trevor Hoffman, he played in the league for a long time. That's a lot. Imagine being able to get 600
Yeah.
saves.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about other news in baseball.
What do you think?
Did you
what's
see
going
this? Did you see the report or that article or a video or anything like that about that anonymous players poll?
on? What was that?
So every year they send around like an anonymous players poll, right? 2024 MLB anonymous player poll. All right. So every year they send around like the whole the Athletic sends out more than 100 baseball players. They ask them, random questions and stuff like that. And just some of the takes on here are just crazy.
Let me hear
The
it.
best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, 46% of the votes. That's all right. Ronald Acuna Jr. came in second with 26.5. That's crazy to me. Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge were tied for third at 8.8, while Mike Trout of the Angels came in fifth at 3.9. I can't take anybody seriously that doesn't have Judge in their top two, whatever. By one player thought Juan Soto was overrated,
What?
and they said this person said could be a spite pick. To be honest, I feel like all he does is walk and hit singles and doesn't hit for power like he's portrayed. Also, not a good fielder. Tough season to make that argument when Juan Soto is one of the highest slugging players in the league. You know, it's kind of a tough look, but whatever. I don't know. I would love to know who that player is because that is such a hater. Roughly 20% of those players agreed that Jazz Chisholm Jr. was the most overrated player in baseball.
I can see that.
Okay, fine.
But they all said Shohei was the best.
Yeah, around 46%. I agree with that. Somebody was the Dodgers offseason spending good for the game? 92% of the respondents said they did think it was good for the game. One of them I thought was interesting was about the Olympics. About 68.3% of players thought that the 162 game schedule wasn't too long. And yeah, I'd seen, they don't have the percentages on this article, but most players voted against having a salary cap or floor in the poll.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't want, I think it was like 52% didn't want them to have like a stoppage for the Olympics like the NHL does. I was shocked by that. I was shocked. Why wouldn't you? First of all, if you're not going to the Olympics, then you can have an extra time off. Wow, the horror. That's one. You could be with your family for 2 weeks. Oh, no.
Yeah. What?
That's terrible. Wow. God forbid you're not a deadbeat dad. I'm kidding. And the other thing is, like, you could play for your country. I don't know. That surprised me. I don't know why baseball doesn't do that to begin with. God forbid we get headlines for a few weeks. Oh no. I've never seen a sport that tries so hard to not run their sport right. I would love if one of those players came out and said, like, yeah, I think it's stupid to stop it for the Olympics, because Bryce Harper recently said he wants them to stop for the Olympics so he can play. Now it's not going to be in Paris, France. It's going to be in Paris, France this year. They don't have baseball, but in 2028, it's going to be in LA. So players were saying, like, can we just play in it? It's not going to take away from travel. It's in the U.S.
Right.
Because in 21 they didn't stop for Japan. So that's what David Robertson was out of the league. He played himself back in. Scott Kazmir played himself back in. Other players, Masahiro Tanaka was on Team Japan. You know, like, it's cool to see, like, the returning players. Ian Kinsler, I think, was on Israel. You know, like, it's cool to see the returning players. But also for current players, they want to win. They see LeBron James and Kevin Durant getting Olympic gold medals. Well, if you didn't play college ball, you're SOL. I get it. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised.
I think if you're going to play if for baseball, if you're going to play in the Olympics, it should be college athletes. I mean, it just conflicts with if you really want to, like,
really
opt in and play for the Olympics, then I feel like it's definitely going to take out some of the games.
Not really.
It's tough. I mean, I don't know. It's
just stop this season and extend the season. That makes sense.
For what? To, like, into December?
No, but it ends the first week of November usually.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You can make it a little longer. You can add 2 weeks to it. It's not the end of the world.
Well, it depends how far they're going to go, and it depends how long. I mean,
or you can cut time off on the All-Star break. Or people said, one thing I saw was push back the All-Star break and just make it all one thing. The All-Star game, Olympics, and then everybody's back.
Right.
Why not?
It's very interesting. What were the other things that were in the this thing?
Nothing of note.
Let's bring up the Yankees quick. The Yankees Dodgers series was pretty cool. That was pretty fun to watch. Because I know we were talking about that before the show.
Yeah.
Crazy we didn't talk about it earlier in the show.
Yeah. Listen, in terms of like what does it mean for the Yankees? We lost extra innings on Friday night. Some bad defensive plays that probably wouldn't happen again. Just like random stuff. We won big Saturday. We lost big Sunday. Or I'm sorry, we lost big Saturday and won big Sunday. What are you gonna do? Like I understand people are probably a little annoyed with my lackadaisical demeanor with the Yankees this season, but we didn't have Juan Soto. We didn't have Garrett Cole. What do you want me to say? It's not like a true World Series preview.
Got you.
Am I glad Aaron Judge just keeps mashing home runs? Did Aaron Judge hit another one today? Let's find out.
I know Stanton did.
Of course he did. Our team is dominant. We're running away with it, kid.
You think so?
Unfair. It's unfair, some of these games, bro. 11-5. Stanton hit one. Torres hit one. Trevino went deep. Oh, look at that. No homers for the Royals. Okay. Aaron Judge went 1 for 5.
They've smacked the Royals last night.
Yeah. And then we got them again tomorrow.
And, Brady Singer didn't do so hot for me.
No, he was trash. I have him in my other league, bro. I had a gut feeling I should have benched him. Just ahead of it, just like, all right, fine, skip the start because the Yankees are really good. And Brady Singer, as much as I like him, he has moments like this. You know, when it rains, it pours. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I was going to say my computer froze.
No, I hear you pretty good.
All right. Good. The Rio series lead for the Boston Celtics. Are we bringing the brooms out? What are we thinking?
For what?
NBA Finals. Bringing the brooms out or no?
They look good.
I know it's not baseball. I know it's not.
No,
buckets
it's
and
fine.
banter.
They look good. They look good. The Celtics. It's crazy.
No.
I like how Luka's in it. Kyrie's somehow finds a way to get into the finals. But I think it's pretty crazy right now. Boston's got a good shot to win it. Boston has had a lot of championships over the years.
Yeah, and
A lot
obviously,
of
all right.
past.
R.I.P. Jerry West, who passed away earlier today.
Yeah, rest in peace to Jerry West.
Bill Walton passed away last week.
He did. Rest in peace to Bill Walton.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. The Yankees, man.
Andrew Benintendi's back for the White Sox. Kevin Biggio got traded from the Blue Jays to the Dodgers. He had a really good end to last season, Kevin Biggio. I thought he was going to take a leap this year. He hadn't. Started off hot, and it just never clicked the way they wanted.
Yeah. That's just how it happens.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to talk about before a wrap up, or?
Nothing I could really think of. I saw the Brewers manager said that three of their pitchers are probably going to be done for the season.
Ooh.
So I don't know if we want to quickly touch on this. Pat
Yeah,
Murphy,
yeah, go
their
ahead.
manager, first year with the team, obviously. They had Craig Counsell for a while. And he was asked about Robert Gasser, their rookie left-handed pitcher, receiving a third opinion on his left flexor strain. Not a good sign. And Murphy outright said before Milwaukee's game Monday night against the Blue Jays, he outright said that Miley, Gasser, and Woodruff are probably not going to be playing this year. They're probably done for the year.
Okay.
For a team that's already had so many injuries, that is not good. No Devin Williams. Woodruff hadn't played a second for them this season. Oof. Wade Miley kind of on the tail end of his career. That's not fun. But they're still leading the division.
That's good to see.
I mean, just keep on trucking along and just unite against the common enemies of the NL Central. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
All right.
Nothing too much.
All right. We thank you for joining us in another edition of Battin Chattin. For my co-host Denis Tuohy and the entire Blackjack Media Group team, I'm Brandon Natale saying so long, and we'll see you next time.